Right, what's going on, lads? Welcome to episode 7 of the Footium Strategy Show with myself, Harry Trades, and with me, as always, the man, the myth, the legend that is Psufans2, aka Sean Newsham. Sean, I'm 1-0 up.
I see that. Yeah, you popped in with a 1-0 lead right away. That's what you like to see. It started and you just show me a 1-0 lead. That's nice.
So I am, well, not that I'm not going to take credit, but it looks like I'm playing a zombie.
Yeah, you are playing a team that is not great. So
it's weird.
Because which is good. It's nice that you have a game like that and that you can hopefully win.
Have a look at this, though, Sean. They have players. They have 22 really good rated players.
Yeah, they're not playing any of them.
Yeah. Well, they're training. Yeah. I think it's because they're down, maybe.
Well, they're definitely getting relegated. So, like,
right.
There is that. But hey, you take that. You take that all day. Hey, you got to beat the. I've seen some ghosts get some wins in D2 this season.
Whoa, Sean, look at this.
Oh, that was bad.
First is losing 3-0 to Thampton, who actually beat me a few weeks ago, which I wasn't happy about. Mate, what is going on there?
I mean, that's really what you want to see.
And guess what? Guess who I play tomorrow?
Do you play them tomorrow?
I play first in the league tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they didn't even full rotate that game. Like they have guys going. A lot of their guys are gonna be in not great stamina against you tomorrow either.
That's crazy, honestly. Wow, yeah, that's insane.
How are you, mate? That is what you want to see. Can we get up 2-0? Let's get up a couple 2-0 so that we don't have to worry about it. We just get locked in the win.
I know, and I've basically fully rotated my whole team. None of apart from this 49 guy who technically could be my second best center back. Like I'm playing a center forward, left forward here. Like,
yeah, that is not your normal formation.
No, it is my normal formation, but I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, you can bring some guys on at halftime if you want.
It's been a nice little couple of weeks though, because I remember speaking last week to you, and a couple of days, sorry, where I basically had not 4 zombies in a row, but like 4 easier games. So it's been nice because I've plowed a bit of training, honestly. Like I did a couple of trainings on the rare Ron Moore. He's 62 now. I think I did Nigel Lloyd once, maybe. I definitely did my goalkeeper, who's not on the bench, but like he's like 58, 59. Yeah, I've been plowing training ready for this game tomorrow, basically. So
it's really hard to get training in well when you are in competitive leagues, and it makes it very difficult.
Yeah, and especially when you've got things on the line, I guess.
Yeah, it's makes it a lot harder. I have I had the 2D4 teams, and they're like they're similar-ish.
Yeah.
The one is winning the league by 1 point, and I could definitely fall outside the promotion range, which I do not want. So like I can't do shit. And then the other league somehow, like it's the same team that you remember last season. I'm like, this team literally can't win games. They can't win games. So they are in 5th. And I'm like, can't really go up and I can't really go down. And even if I can do either, it's like 1 spot. And like the rewards between 4th and 6th are not huge, that I just would rather train it. So I'm just like training everybody. So like I just have 3. I'm going to probably at the end of the season, I counted, I have like 30 training sessions I need to use before the end of the season. So I probably am just going to hammer through like 30 training sessions. But so the problem is like that team, those players are going to come out with like no available potential, and they're going to be maxed out to what I could have them at. And then I have my other team that's like in just a dogfight to get first. And like I'm looking at the potential here. So like I have really 50 spots I could use of available potential.
50?
Yeah, that I can't use. So like I have guys with like 5 or 6 available potential that I just like can't really get right now because I can't afford them to be tired.
Yeah, you want them flip, really, don't you? You want like the 50 in the other spot.
Yeah, like I don't really have the choice right now. Now I will say, I play 2 decent teams, or no, I play it's not a ghost, but it's a lower level team today. But like you can't just run shitters. Right. And then tomorrow I play a decent team, and then 2 out of the last 3 games I play some ghosts, and I think I can sort of like get a little bit of training into the end of the season and hope that my like guys that aren't like highly rated can handle ghosts, which like is a little tricky, but it's at least something.
Right.
Oh, yeah, it's a little sketchy. The spot's a little sketchy, and I'm just not getting what I want out of it. And then, like, my D2, my schedule just sucks. But I actually have a chance to get third, which is, like, the ceiling of what I thought was realistically possible. And I need to win today. It's like a massive game today where I play fifth, and we have a 1-point gap. If I win, I'll be 4 points up, and I just play 3 ghosts and a bad team.
Oh, yeah.
And I will feel pretty good that I can just sort of like rotate my good players. And like, I have 1 game left where I sort of need people as the last game, but that basically gives me like 3 days of just like train.
Yeah, that's the spot you want to be in. How's your D2 doing?
My D2 is in 4th. Now, here we go. You just got to go. Let's go. 2-0.
2-0. That's out of position Schultz as well, playing at the left wing.
Love to see it.
Left forward.
I think that – so I'm in 4th. The league is like really tight after 1st and 2nd. So 3rd through 6th is all within 2 points.
Nice.
And I play 5th today. But the real drawback of this league right now is I just don't have the goal differential. But part of that is because I like still have all the ghosts to play, and most other people like they have to play legit teams. So knock on wood, I can make up some goal differential. But yeah, if I could pull off a win today, I would feel pretty good that I have a shot at getting at least 3rd or at least 4th, which I would feel pretty good about. Like the ceiling I thought going into the season was 2nd, and the floor I thought was 7th. So if I could get 3rd, I'd feel pretty nice.
That feels a lot better than maybe what you expected. Brain says, season 9 incoming. We are going to talk about that for the second half of the show. So as soon as the my fixture's done, basically, or even before it's done, if it's like a blowout, which it looks like it could be, we're going to sort of comb through the season 9 announcement, which was announced yesterday, I believe. I was like, it kind of hit me by surprise. I was just scrolling Twitter and I just saw season 9. I was like, I forgot there's going to be a new season very soon. And
do they usually come out with that announcement of like that? Like, I guess it does come out towards the end of the season. This season has felt really fast to me because I've been traveling like 11 days of this season. Yeah,
I've missed you. Well, we haven't really been doing Mondays for the last couple of weeks. So
no, we had to switch. Actually, you'll get a kick out of this. So like we're driving through like we were not in your neck of the woods, but more your neck of the woods than mine. We were in Virginia.
Nice, yeah.
And I'm driving through the mountains, and I'm like, to my wife, I'm like, I'm gonna need some assistance here to update me on how the game is going. Because
I've done that before.
Because like I'm not gonna sit there and I like planned our stoppages. Like, so we have a toddler, so
yeah.
I mean, we're gonna stop a lot regardless. But I'm like, okay, we're gonna stop. I have a game at noon, 2 at 1, and then 1 at 3. I'm like, all right, we're gonna stop for lunch at like 12:15. And stay there and let him run around till like 1:30, and then we'll stop to go to the bathroom at like 3:10, and then that. So I was like trying to plan my break, or I'm like, all right, if I don't need to, I was having the wife like update me as like I see the rest stop like 5 miles away. I'm like, all right, what's the score? Let's see if we need to stop here.
Did she make any subs for you?
No, because I think it's kind of hard to just tell someone how to make adjustments.
Oh, look at it. Oh, Sean.
Or nothing. Okay.
3rd is losing 2-0, and 1st is losing 4-0.
Wow, and Nunth is only up 2-1.
Nunth is up 2-1. Yeah, Nunth have been my like kryptonite for the last couple of seasons. We've gone up together, and they're always a tough opponent. But I cannot believe the amount of goals this Harden Stanley score. I think they won against Nunth yesterday, like 7-5. You ready for this? Damn. Yeah, look at that. Like they just score a ton of goals, and for some reason they've today conceded an absolute bucket load.
Yeah, Stanton has like a -25 goal differential too.
Yeah, they kind of suck, but the last couple of games have been a bit better. Sean, they've got 74 goals for Harden Stanley.
Wow,
nearly doubles me. Like I'm in sec.
That is quite a bit. So I don't like. Do you think you could like just quickly like tell your wife how to like make subs and adjustments as you're driving and stuff?
That'd be tough. Yeah. I don't think I could. No.
Like, whereas, like, even on the phone, it's kind of a pain in the ass. I don't like. I will say it'll be something we'll talk about in the update. It's going to be better.
Yeah.
I can make a sub pretty quickly while I'm driving down the highway if I have to, and like not really do anything. But like, I think
yeah.
for her to do it, like she's gonna like sell all my players accidentally or something.
Do you have face recognition on the MetaMask or no? Yeah. So I guess she could show. Yeah. So it wouldn't be like.
Well,
Yeah.
so what I did is this is what I did is I had the game on my phone like ready,
Nice.
and then I had her use her phone and tell me that like the updates of the scores of what's going on, and like I knew who was on the bench and like what people's like ratings and their percentages were. So like based on what the score was that she was telling me, I'm like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do in my brain. And then like if I'm like, all right, I had to make a quick sub, so I'm like, all right, sub done. And because it takes you like one click of the button, it was good. The one issue was the one day we ate lunch and we stopped somewhere where there was just no service. And I drew a game 0-0 that I'm pretty sure I win if I didn't have that issue. But I mean, I'm not going to hijack the whole trip because of it.
You've been doing a lot of traveling for somebody that doesn't like leaving the house. I do have to admit.
I think the last 2 months I've been gone for like a month.
Jesus, that feels.
And then I'm leaving again in 2 weeks for somewhere, but then I won't leave the house again for like 6 months.
Fair, yeah, because you lock in them for college football, yeah.
So I'll be locked in from like mid-July till January. I won't leave the house.
Got you. I guess we could start with the update now for halftime, briefly maybe, and just just sort of comb through bits of it, and obviously we'll do the chunk of it after the game. But season 9 was announced yesterday. The climb just got real. I don't know because normally there's like a nationality, right? That's themed around it.
Yeah, it's Canada.
Is it really? Oh, of course, with the 3 maple. Is it Maple Leafs?
Well, yeah, but all the colors are also like Canadian.
I guess are they that Canadian though? Really? Like, I guess the
red and white.
Yeah, there's just not enough white for me there to be like that's definitely because like 2 different tones of red. That just throws me off, you know.
Yeah, the leaf probably is. I will be honest. I've never noticed that, but I don't look for that shit. So like that, like the maple leaf at the top there probably would indicate that it's Canada.
Yeah, I can kind of get it now, but because normally it's normally front and center, like we're doing the Chilean season or whatever, and I don't know. I just didn't see the word Canadian anyway yesterday, but maybe it is obviously in here. But this is the TLDR, which is the main bits, and then we can dive in. But yeah, rewards rework. This is something that obviously you've been talking about, or we've been talking about for a few seasons now. A new percentage split across the top 8 to make climbing the FFL more rewarding. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think we go down, and I think it's easier to explain once we go down.
Yeah, we will.
I think you could skip the TLDR, and we could go to like the big stuff. So like the rewards reworked. If we go down a little bit here, we can look at it. So
there we go. Yeah,
I think it makes sense. I think that the new way they're doing things makes sense, which we'll look at in the percentages here in a second. To me, it makes it more likely that you're going to be interested in sticking in a division. I think that they say in here at some point, like finishing 5th in Division 1 is the equivalent of like 1st in Division 3, which I think is a much better balance than what we previously have had. The only thing that I think still needs to be addressed is I think we still need to see the legendary prize pool, like the legendary sales go more towards the higher division. And I think if we see that, that will be an improvement.
Yeah, and yeah, you've been talking about that for a few months now, haven't you? The fact that gets sort of spread across all 8 divisions, rather than, like you said, maybe the places where they're actually used. You know, like those legends aren't used below what, D2 or even D1 probably.
Yeah. So I think what we're gonna see is like I think that there's gonna be people that are more incentivized to stay up. Maybe not D1. I think D1 is kind of like it is what it is right now. Like the Whale has 6 teams in D1. So I think that there's a situation where like it makes sense, but like looking at it, like I think if, for example, the first place comes down and second place come down, I think both of those are totally fine. Right. Then you have 4th gets a jump, 5th gets a jump, 6th gets a jump, 7th gets a jump, and 8th gets paid. So like if you are in 8th place and there's a chunk there, like it's still like something. Like when you start factoring in that, for example, to stay up a level, you get 8th and you get the academy mints from the higher level. That stuff adds up a bit where it's like, okay, that makes some sense as well. And I think it's a much more realistic balance. Like 28% to first seems much more realistic than 37. 37 was way too much, I thought. So I think it's a much better balance between these numbers, I think maybe you could have taken a little bit off like 7th and 8th and given it to like 2nd and 3rd just to bump them up a little bit. But I think overall it's a really good thing. I'm not gonna nitpick about like, oh, move 1% here, 1% there. But like 100%. So I think it's a much more realistic balance. I mean, you're basically doubling the prize pool and the reward pool from 6th and 7th and adding a lot to 8th. So like there is a lot more benefit to finishing in that 5th through 8th position compared to what there was last season, this season, and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, 100%. Everyone's getting rewarded effectively for staying up, right? That's basically the crux of it. Like before, obviously 8th didn't get anything, so that's obviously a big jump for whoever finishes 8th in those divisions. This is obviously only applying to Division 1 to 6, which I think makes sense. So Division 7 or 8 will remain on the current reward structure for Season 9.
Yep.
Then they will move to their own tailored version from Season 10, which is outlined below.
And this one makes a boatload of sense to me as well. Like, so Division 7, like you're removing 7th place. I think that's great. So you're basically giving a bunch more to 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, in this situation. I don't think you need to pay 7th down in like D7, and then D8 they're only paying top 4, and I think that's perfect. I don't think you need to pay, like, I think the first season, because you played like in season 2 or 3, not really, like you just had a team and you ghosted and got 6th, and you're like,
I won something, didn't I remember?
And because you weren't like, you're like, I don't know if I'm into this, I don't really have time today, I'm like got a lot going on in life, and then it's like, why should you get money in that situation or rewards? Whereas like now, so like if you scroll down a little bit in D8, I think it makes a lot of sense. Like look at how much you're getting in D8 for like 4th, 3rd, and 4th. Like if you go up, you're going to make up quite a bit of what you did, and it just pays a lot better. And like, again, I don't think you need to pay 5th or 6th in D8. Like if you can't get 4th in D8, what's the point? Like,
you're not really going for it.
Yeah, like I think I saw the numbers or something, like of the D8 teams, like only 3 or 4 active right now, right?
That sounds about right, yeah.
So basically, if you're in D8 the first season, like you're basically guaranteed to like get rewards that first season if you're in D8, which that's if you play, like that's fine. I think that's fine. Like you don't need to just ghost around D8 with like nothing and get 7th, like and get. I'm not saying it's like a lot, but that I think that like 16% that you saw 5th through 7th being redistributed is a lot better situation.
No, this does definitely change things. I think I saw Backman say it. I can't remember. He might have said it in my Discord, but how far does this move the needle, would you say, Sean, for like the D1 to D6 type of yo-yoing? Like you said, we're going to still see it maybe from D1 to 2, but you know, does it lessen it? You've got to say yeah, right?
I think that it makes it less appealing, which is good. I don't think it totally gets rid of it, which is obviously what your goal is. But I think that it's something that we're going to be interested. But like, go back to that real quick and let me go to my D2 rewards and see like what we're looking at. So like right now in D2, 7th is 0.104 ETH, and there is 2.6 ETH in the division. So 1% is 0.026. So all of a sudden in this new format, 7th is going to be 0.18. instead of 0.104. That's a pretty substantial jump that like I do think that's going to be appealing. And then also like, so first goes from 0.964, which like, again, that's a lot. It goes from like 0.964 to like 0.75. You're still really damn happy if you win. Like that's great. But like there is now more of a merit to being there. And also what that does is you're only winning 0.775. Well, if you're up in D1, it's going to be a lot higher. So, like, there is merit to going up to D1. Because, like, so in this situation, I think my team in D2, my team in D2 this season was, like, 4th best. Oh, there you go. You got that wrapped up. That's what we like to see, Harry. Make a couple changes, get in some subs, get some rest in. So, I thought my range this season was 4th. So currently this season, if I thought I was 4th in D2 and 8th in D1, that's what I thought the difference was. So 4th this season in D2 is 0.26. Next season, it will be like 0.28. And in D1, 8th is, let's see what 8th is. 8th is 0, so like nothing. And 8th next season will be 0.4, which is currently what 7th is, which is 0.17. So the difference between the two isn't that great anymore.
Right.
Like me getting 3rd or 4th. Now, obviously, if I'm going to win D2 versus like getting 4th in D1, that is going to be a little bit then. But even then, like 4th in D1 next season is going to be like 0.45, and 1st in D2 is going to be 0.75. But the difference in academy mints is going to be a lot better in D1, where like you probably make up 0.1 to 0.2 in value there too.
Mm-hmm. And like, yeah, I think the 8th one is the big one, like going from nothing to
Huge.
To a bit, because obviously, yeah, like you said, it incentivizes you to want to stay up, to get the better academy, and it gives you a little bit of money to do so. You know, like that's the big one for me. Like, it's not as if you're staying up and not getting anything for it now, and then you have to go into your pocket to get the academy mint. Yeah, you still have to do that, but at least there's something there that will, you know, contribute towards that.
Yeah, because you're literally going from good. Because right now too, like, the people that are really getting punished, I think, right now are the people that are like fighting to finish 5th through 8th. Those are the people that are getting punished. The people that are actually trying to win, and they are the ones that are getting punished, which sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like this season, 8th gets 0 in D1. Next season, 8th gets 0.17.
Wow.
That's a big difference. And like
that's a rare, basically, yeah.
Yeah, 1st is getting 1.5 right now, and next season it's going to get 1.2, 1.3. That's still a lot.
It's still enough, yeah. You can shave some and it makes sense.
Correct, but the people that are being rewarded now are the people that are actually trying to play up a level that like maybe their team isn't as good, and that I think is a pretty important spot. So I think it is an improvement. I don't think it's going to fully solve stuff, at least at the highest levels. Like I think D1, which we'll talk about at the end, because I talked to Bachman a bit about it last night, and I agree with him, which I'll talk about at the end because I think it's a different topic and wasn't part of it.
No, that's all good. I'm just gonna go fix the baby a minute, 2 seconds.
Yeah, so I'll talk about it now then. While you're
yeah.
So the current issue with D1 is that in D1 it's just kind of broken, and the reason it's broken is the legendary players. The legendary players are just so much better than the other players, and there's no way for you to realistically even get in the ballpark of the legendary players. So even if you try to compete, you can't. My highest rated player in my D2 team, which is, like I said, I think it's around 3rd to 5th, 6th-ish type. That's where my team is at right now. The highest non-rare player that I could get to is an 87, and the second best is like an 83. Well, when you look at the legendaries, the team that is in 1st place in Division 1 right now has 10 legendary players, of which 7 are in the 90s already with XP to go, and they're only losing one of them this season. You can't realistically compete. So the issue is that right now in D1 is you have a thing that is breaking the game that is at the D1 level, where you can't really match it no matter what you do. Like, I can train my guys as well as possible. I can buy older level golds that are really good, stuff like that. And it also seems like the engine really favors having a legendary player at the top level. So what happens is, like, you go up to D1. Like, if I were to go to D1 right now, I think I'm capped at like the 7th best team. And it's not even like close. Like, I'm 15, 20 points worse, even with my players that are like about as good as you can get. Like, I have a guy that can get to 87. He's 12 points worse than all the legendaries at best. Or like, that's pretty much like where he ends up at. So it becomes a situation where the legendary guys are just like way above the alternatives at that level. So it makes it pretty hard. I think it's something that would be helpful if it was if you're able to like actually compete with a little bit lower squad. The issue is it's just so much lower that it's just not a realistic thing, I don't think, to do. So I think we will still see it at the top. But what we will see now is more people are going to look at their teams and be like, all right, my team can compete in 1 or 2 seasons. I would rather be in D2, even if it means I sort of like cling on a little bit for a season or 2 and get 6th or 5th or 7th. And then maybe I will eventually have a team that can compete there and finish. Because that's kind of what I've done right now, where my team is 3rd to 7th. And I think I could get a promotion in a certain situation where I just sort of got a little bit lucky. Didn't happen this season, but I think it's possible. So what happened is that instead of like prioritizing a D3, I did prioritize a D2, and I think like that type of thing will help in the future. So I think it was a good step in the rewards pool structure, and I think that it is going to incentivize people to at least have more thought in terms of staying up than going where they previously were. So I'm looking forward to it. I think that it is good that they sort of separated it with D8, D7, because I think at those regions, like, you don't need that. So yeah, I think that's good. So let's go to the next thing, Harry. What is your thoughts on the star players and the smarter spreads in the academy?
Yeah, let me read through it first, and then I'll give you my 2 cents, because I didn't really catch it all specifically. So we've made changes to how the academy works, giving clubs in higher divisions the long-term advantage they deserve. Every club now receives 1-star player each season, a standout youth prospect with higher average base ratings. What does that mean, Sean?
I'm not sure. That's kind of what I was like. Does it mean this guy's going to start higher, or does it mean this guy's going to have like a higher that he can get to? Like, does it mean that I'm going to be guaranteed like one of those like D2 mints where he can like reach an 81 at the end of his career? Or does it mean that I'm going to get a D2 mint that like starts as a 65?
That's what I get to. Like my brain goes to like, yeah, he's already 10 to 15 ratings higher than the rest of the other academy mints, right? So okay, so he's a star now. It's nothing to do with rares or anything. This is a different thing again, effectively, yeah.
So I don't really know what it means. I'm curious, because like right now to me it doesn't really mean much because I'm not really sure. Start higher. So and a bigger difference between divisions. Well, that's good, because I think we talked about that before, is like D1 mints are very clearly way better than D2, but D2 to like D5, there was not much difference a lot of the time. Like I only minted one guy in my D2 this season.
Wow. Okay.
And I think that like I could mint another one, and that's it. And like even like my D4, D5s, like I've minted very few players this year because there were just not great options in my academy this season compared. Look at you getting all the results you would want.
They lost 6-0, Sean.
Yeah,
that's not right.
Crazy result.
And third lost as well, so I'm 5 points clear. No,
you're
I'm not.
5 points. You're 5 points clear of the promotion line. That's
there we go. Wow. So if I win tomorrow,
I didn't realize. Well, Harden maybe
they've probably won it. Like I'm not gonna. I play them.
Do you play them?
I play them tomorrow.
Yeah, that's interesting, because if you can win that, you're only 3 back, and you probably will be there in goal differential.
If I win tomorrow, and then lose, I can guarantee second, right?
Based on who they're playing, I'm gonna assume they're not gonna lose.
Who are they playing? Purdon.
Well, based on the fact I couldn't see them, I was
like, yeah, that's not good.
11th and they weren't there. So I was like, I have a feeling they're not going to lose tomorrow.
Right. Yeah. So that might swing things again. Let's just say I lose tomorrow, then it's back to 2 points.
Yeah. I mean, what a huge result it is, because it basically buys you that.
Yeah. Fair.
It basically gave you a loss tomorrow.
And then they play Runnerwood, who aren't good either, which is not ideal. I play Bury, who. Okay, they're down there as well. That's fine. So compare, but then the last game, which is this one, they play none. So that's perfect.
That's good. That's who you want them to play, and you play Top Wanderers, who are also decent. So you have a pretty good play in the last game.
I think Oh wow, no, that's not the last game. Wow, yeah. So Harden obviously played the last team in the league, which is great.
So like they're going to be fine. You're not catching them regardless.
I'm playing 5th, which is not ideal, but Kralpuk are playing Thampton, who just battered.
We did see. So yours and Kralpuk's schedule after tomorrow is pretty similar. So getting that result from them today was honestly huge, because that basically buys you a loss tomorrow against the best.
4 goal difference as well is pretty nice. I know they play a stinker tomorrow, so they'll probably catch up there. But if I don't lose tomorrow, I'm in a good spot, basically.
Yeah, I would tend to agree.
Like a decent spot, because if they win tomorrow, they're going to win tomorrow, so that'll be 41, and then 3 points difference. Harden played their strongest XI today. No way.
Yeah, very weird. I don't really understand how they.
That is insane. We'll go back to the thing now, but that is nuts.
I mean, that is.
Yeah, look at that.
Crazy.
Holy, they might have They might have fumbled this like I did last season.
It's possible. I think it's gonna be hard for them because their schedule to close is really weak.
Yeah, fair. Yeah,
Like
they've probably got.
they play like multiple bad teams. So like I think it's going to be more difficult. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think that it's a good thing. I think that there needed to be a differential. Like I think D1 was clearly better than like the divisions below, and then D2 through like D5 were very similar. So it would be good to see there be a separation between them. And I also kind of think like, and at least this is my thoughts with how this probably works, is you should get a player that is like a division above player every season. I think that would kind of be good because that helps you with progression upwards, right?
100%. Yeah, I'd love that.
Yeah, if like D4, you get like a D3 mint at a D4 price, like you mint him every time. And then like when you do go to D3, okay, this guy is at least playable here, whereas like most of my team isn't. So I think that's a pretty good change as well, because if you're not minting players, like there's not much going into the prize pool. So like I think the fact that you want to incentivize minting without fully breaking the game is a great idea. So I think it's a good move. I'm looking forward to it.
Do you think it'll look different though, the star? Like, or will it just say at the top, like he is a star and we know that? Obviously, it'll be obvious because of his rating, but will he look any different? No?
I don't think he'll look any different. I think you're just going to see it and you're going to like look through it and be like, okay, this guy is legit.
Clearly the star.
Like this guy is above all my other mints. Like that's the star, dude.
Mm-hmm. No, that's awesome. I'm genuinely, because like last couple, like this season, I've only minted like 1 or 2 guys. Like I just haven't been. I'm just not that interested in them. Like they need to make them a bit more interested, and it seems like they have.
I bought 5 or 6 guys, but I didn't mint very many because my mints were just not good. Like they were just really bad. Like objectively, they were bad. And I didn't mint very much, which like that's not great because I would rather be minting guys than not.
So it'll be nice though, because like some people, I know you gotta get super lucky with the star, but like the rare, but you could get a star.
Yeah.
You know, like you're basically looking at like auto 2 minting players from a few account, like a good chunk of accounts.
And then maybe you get it. And I don't think like you're capped to only 1 guy that's decent. Like so maybe you could look at a season where like you're minting 3 guys a season, which I think in a realistic sense, the ideal number of mints is 2 to 3 a season that people are doing. So if you're getting, I think right now, like I said, like looking through my teams, I minted like 1 a team this season. That's not a good ratio. You want me to be minting between 2 and 3 each season. Definitely. And that's what like I want to be minting each season, because if you think about guys from an age gap of like 16 to 18 is typically the mints, I think. That gives them a 13 to 15 range. So you should realistically want to be minting 2 to 3 players a season, because that's basically your churn rate.
Yeah.
So if you're not minting 2 to 3 guys a season, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, you're decreasing the amount of players you have effectively.
Correct. Because that means if I only mint 1 player a season after 15 seasons, I would have a team with like 15 guys. That's not what I want. So like I think you want to be at a situation where you're minting 2+ a season. And I think by doing this like guarantees that most people will mint 1 position. Although Brain said academy players, left forward, right forward, star incoming. That's where the issue is, because like, if it's a bad position, I'm still gonna be like, that's not awesome.
Yeah, I mean that's just pot luck, isn't it? But you're right. You're still not going to be buzzing over certain positions.
Oh yeah.
This next thing is very, very efficient and going to save a ton of time when in game for sure, but even other things. Sorry. You can now manage your club without signing a transaction every time you make a change, which is great.
Yeah, I think like make me sign multiple times if I'm buying something. Like if I'm spending money in the store or like selling a card on OpenSea, like make me sign and stuff. Like if I'm just moving a guy in the 60th minute from my bench into my lineup, I don't need to sign for that every time. So I think it's great. I mean, even like doing stuff on your phone the way that it currently was is a pain in the ass. So I'm looking forward to this. I think that it's a really good quality of life improvement, which is great. So I am looking forward to that. I think it will help a lot. The one thing I want to see change is I want to see the ability to cancel a sub, because what happens is like I will go and make a sub change or a tactics change, and then between the time that I submitted it and the time that it's going to go, someone picks up a yellow card and I want to do something different, or a goal was scored one way or the other and I want to adjust how that goes. So I would like for us to be able to cancel in a adjustment or a sub that's coming in. I think that would be a big improvement. So again, continuing in the right direction. That's kind of what I like with their month-to-month adjustments that we're seeing, is unlike other sites that we won't talk about today, you see what they do and you're just like, what are you doing? That makes absolutely no sense. Every month, it seems like they give us 2 or 3 things that you can be like, oh yeah, that's great. Or at least it's like, yeah, that makes sense. And like, I think all 3 of those things that we've just talked about make sense. And it's like, okay, that's a good improvement. Like, would you agree with that as someone who's also on other sites that maybe make updates and improvements where you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, to be honest. These are just obvious ones that I don't know how much back end work it takes to do this one-click management stuff, but ultimately, you know, it was a bit of a gripe that a lot of Footium players had, especially, you know, long-standing ones. The amount of sort of signings that, you know, you guys have had to do over the last 9 seasons, 8 seasons is like ridiculous, right? So I think it just makes the game smoother, and ultimately you'll want to spend more time on the site. Like, that's just ultimately what it comes down to.
Yeah. Tim asked Harry if you have a starter video to watch because he wants to get into it.
Oh yeah, I do, Tim. I made one a few months ago from it was when season 6 was about to begin. So it's just, Footium beginner's guide on my channel, Tim. It should be like, 12, 15 videos down, potentially less.
Probably 3 to 5. Yeah, probably 3 or 4 months ago if we're looking at D6, maybe 2 to 3 months ago.
Not long ago at all. I'll quickly try and find it on here, but just, I'm not signed in or anything, but that's fine. Footium beginner's guide. I don't know whether mine pops up. Yeah, there we go.
There you go. Perfect.
2 months ago, not too bad.
Nice and easy. Solid length, Harry. I like it.
Yeah,
one for Jack. Check them both out.
Yeah, Jack's been into Footium a lot longer than I have. Definitely go watch Jack's as well. And I guess Moz has been around for a while as well. And then there we are. But yeah, I've done a few videos, but that's the one where I was learning the game at the same time, Tim. So there might be, that I know way more now. 3 months, down the line, 2 months down the line. But yeah, any questions? There should be actually a Discord link. Let me show you now. Down here, join my private Discord link if you have Discord, Tim. And yeah, there's tons of people in there that will help you as I can as well with your Footium questions, mate. So yeah, join that, and we'll get cracking. Okie dokie. Back to one-click management. Okay, goal contributions are here from season 9 onwards. Club player records now track both assists and goal contributions, G+A, giving a clearer view of who's really making an impact. What this means: creators and link-up players finally get credited. You can compare attacking outputs across season, assists and goals plus assist stats are now tracked separately. Whether it's a poacher, playmaker, box crashing, fullback, now you'll have the data to back up the influence. I mean, that's fun. I'm not somebody that I guess because it's not really there, I haven't really been thirsty for that, but I'll like it when it's there,
If it was fully operational type of thing, and we have legit league leaders and all-time goal scoring, right? I would find it pretty interesting. Because I used to like that stuff when I would play Dynasty mode and college football and stuff like that. So I do like it if it's there, because it hasn't been there up until now. I don't have interest in it yet. But again, this is another update. It's a good update. I think as we continue to go with this stuff, it would be cool 5 years down the road to be this is this club's leading goal scorer, stuff like that. Right. So I think that's pretty good, and that'll be an improvement to look at. Same thing with the trophy room and stuff. It'll be cool to each club be okay, this club won Division II League 4 at this time, yada yada yada. I think stuff like that will be pretty neat to see as well. So it's another thing. It hasn't been there yet, and I think as we go and with the development of this stuff, it'll be more interesting, and you can look at that stuff and follow the trajectory of the club as you've gone.
And especially that one club has gone from D8 to D1, right? That type of adventure and journey. I think that needs to be sort of more visible. I knew about that, but that should be breaking news, it kind of is, but you know what I mean? That's an incredible achievement, and having that sort of edged in the game somewhere digitally is obviously great, trophy room wise and all that stuff. I think it seems like the game, Footium are trying to you know, they are trying to just like fluff it up in that sense. You know, like we've got like they've got the like the sort of game mechanics down. It's more just all like the fluffy bits that come around it, which people love. You know, like the cosmetic-y stuff. Like I think that'll be probably coming next if I had to guess. Like stadiums and stuff like that. Like people have been crying out for that for a while, I think.
Yeah. Well, even at the beginning, like I remember when they first designed the platform and like everything, you're supposed to get benefits from like your crowd size and stuff like that in your stadium. So I think as we go, like that stuff is more likely to be developed. The issue is that's not like a primary feature that needs to be there right away. So I think like that's something we'll see in like season 20. Like that's the stuff that like comes later that will be neat when it comes in. It's just like there's no reason for it to be there yet.
You know, 100%. Social feed. Footium is getting louder. We've always said Footium is a social game and the banter doesn't stop on the pitch. We've added a new social feed to the complement. That should be to complement. I'm not.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, to complement the social leaderboard. It refreshes every couple of days and shows the top tweets. Yeah, there's something like this on there already. But yeah, that looks a bit better, showing the actual. Yeah, you can like see the full tweet and stuff on there rather than. I think right now it just shows you like a score, maybe.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. You'll now find a social button in the navigation bar on the left, giving this feature a permanent home as we continue to iterate and build out the social side of the game. No, I love that. Do you still say? I still think we should have friendlies. Would that be fun or no?
Friendlies?
Yeah.
What? So like I could go play you?
Yeah, like pre-season. No.
That doesn't really do anything for me. I would like to see a cup.
Yeah, cups are a no-brainer.
I think a cup would be cool. The friendlies don't really do anything to me. They're not very interesting.
I get it. I just mean like, yeah, testing out new formation ideas without like any detriment to yourself. Yeah. Like, I think the benefit to it, is it like a necessity? Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
What's this then? Legendary auctions for season 9. Each packed with elite talent from both new and existing nations. 3 auctions. This time around, we're switching things up due to OpenSea no longer supporting standard auctions. Interesting. Oh. All auctions will now run as a Dutch auction.
Interesting.
Wow.
I didn't know OpenSea didn't do that anymore.
Yeah, maybe is it because maybe the they've got a new OpenSea or whatever, OpenSea 2. Yeah. With the price dropping 10% every 10 minutes over a 3-hour period, or until someone blinks and makes the purchase, miss your chance. And they go on. Legendary players are Footium's most powerful assets. They have massive potential growth, long careers. They're truly the best of the best. Don't miss out. Okay.
Yeah, we talked about them a bit while you were gone. I think that they currently kind of break the game a bit at the top level. The nice thing is they don't really go into the lower levels that frequently. Like D2, they do go, but like you don't really see them down past D2. But the issue is like you can't match them with anyone else. Like rares don't get close to them, golds don't get close to them. So like it's just a thing where if the legendary players like kind of destroy D1 a bit, because you need to have like 10 of them to realistically compete for the top, which is kind of, it's not like a realistic ask, right?
Yeah.
And because of that, like it makes it so that other people can't realistically compete because they just can't even sniff these guys no matter what.
Is season 9 going to be the first season we see you on the legendary auctions?
No. Well, the Dutch auction is a little bit more interesting because if there's a player that like would really work for me, then maybe it would be there, because my guys are getting to that level where I told you for a couple months, like that they're getting there. They're probably about there. Like a lot of my key guys are maxed or pretty close to maxed. Looking at my D2 team, I'm not saying they're going to be there next season because I think that they probably won't quite get there, but I have about 8 to 10 guys right now that could be in the 80s next season. Okay. Or like 79 plus.
Yeah. I mean, so it's in the realm.
I'm getting to the point where they're about as good as they can realistically get on most of them. Probably one more season, and most of them will be maxed as best as they can be. So I guess it's not out of the question that I look at it. The issue is like it really is going to have to be the exact right position, and the issue is like if it's a CM, it's going to go for a lot because people want CM. So like. The guys that are going to go for a lower amount that I would maybe like look into would probably be like a right wing back. Well, I don't have a right wing back formation.
That's the issue. Yeah, it's like not in the sweet spot.
Yeah, so like I don't know, because it would just have to be a position that was like perfect for me, and the price would have to be perfect for me. But with a Dutch auction, it's probably something I will at least check out the prices. Whereas like the previous auctions, I never really had any interest because I was never going to buy one.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, yeah, maybe the Dutch auction, potentially changes things there. What we got here? Commentary polish and fixes across the pitch. We've made another round of tweaks to the commentary, adding more variety and clarity to key match events. Halftime and full-time events now flow more naturally. Improved descriptions for goal kicks, free kick interceptions, and miscontrols. Meanwhile, a round of bug fixes have also gone live to keep things running smoothly. Fix bug where post-match share result button would sometimes show during a match. Okay. Fix issue with promotion relegation club showing the wrong division. Yeah, I've seen that. Fix infrastructure services. Okay.
Yeah.
Remove sidebar. Okay, we're constantly working. No, they really are.
Yeah, no, I think all those are good. Actually, you'll get a kick out of this. So I was pissed. Yeah. Not pissed. Like, you know how there's like the bug where like when they score a goal, a lot of the time, not all the time, but a lot of the time, it glitches and like doesn't show anything right away. You like take a shot and it just sits there. Yeah. I was in a 1-0 game. I was down 1-0, and I had 2 times where I got the goal bug, but it didn't end up being a goal. And I'm like, no, like, damn it, because I thought I scored both times, and I'm like, yes. And then it came through, and I didn't score. And I'm like, no.
Like you won the bug, you just don't want the
it's like only there. It's very well, the issue was because I was traveling, so like sometimes I would get like a delay on stuff just because of that.
Yeah,
but, like, and then if you're sitting on your computer, the only thing that really like delays slowly and comes out slow is like when you take a shot and it just doesn't show the goal right away. So like when it stalls, you're like, okay, I probably scored here most of the time. I thought I scored and I didn't either time, and I'm like, come on, both times I get trolled like that.
Yeah, that's rough. Really rough. What's this? Coaching and training go live with matches. The coaching system launched last season has quickly become a core part of player development. You can still pick up coaching sessions from the store. Training and coaching unlock at 1 p.m. GMT on July 1st when Season 9 matches kick off. Use them to grow players faster, try out new positions, and maximize your squad's potential. Okay. So nothing's changed with that, right?
No, same. I think it's been fine. I think it's been pretty solid. It doesn't really break anything. It does help get guys that are there. Again, I don't think it's a really interesting thing for low levels because I think at low levels, you're just better going and buying another player. But at a higher level, which I think is actually interesting, and I think it kind of is what the intention is. I don't think in D7 you're incentivized to get coaching sessions because I think you just are better suited to go buy it. If you have a CB LB combo, you're just better off to go buy another one. But where I do think it is impactful is in the D1, D2, D3 range, which I think the nice thing is with that is like that means those will likely see an increase in prize pools because people are buying them at those levels to improve their players, which people at lower levels probably aren't doing. So it's probably a more impactful increase in prizes up at the top.
No, I get that, but then you still want quantity, don't you, to be sold rather than like quality. So it's finding the sweet spot. Do you think they should be like, I don't know. I'm just trying to think. Do you think they should be less costly for like, I don't know, like Division 5 down or I don't know what. Do you know what I'm saying?
Maybe it should be scaled because that could make sense. I think that at the higher levels, like if you have a 60, I mean, we talked about this name a lot, Kevin Todd, the DM I have on my one team.
Right.
He was a 61, 60, 60 combo type player as a 17-year-old. Me spending effectively and with like 20 XP, so it's basically like a round of coaching sessions. Me buying 20 coaching sessions for him is probably worth the 0.013 ETH because I basically then turn him into a legit option at center back DM CB, which is something I can't say for a lot of my other guys. So like there's a lot of merit to that. Whereas like if I'm looking at my D5 guys, it's like, all right, I'm going to turn my 45 CM DM combo into like a 65. Like, yeah, it's still impactful, but like I could just go buy a DM that's a 45 overall for like the same 0.013 ETH, whereas I cannot go buy a 80 CB for 0.013. So maybe it should be scaled depending on the division it's in. Like that's possible. The issue is like people move guys up and down. Like what are you going to do? Have like the D5 mint price or the D5 coach sessions be cheap, and then all of a sudden like I just move my guy to like D8 and get the cheapest coach session. So I think it has to be a stable price, and I think it's a reasonable stable price right now because I think it is not too expensive that anyone's going to be fully turned off by it, and also not so cheap that you just are training everybody using the coaching session.
Yeah, there's definitely a sweet spot. Like just how like academy mints are obviously scaled as far as like minting price goes. Yeah, I just thought maybe that would work in conjunction with it. But I know what you're saying. You could just manipulate it and bring guys down. Like that is the issue. But at the same time, they're still getting bought. Like I know you're not getting like the price you would get if the guy was in D2 and he has like a D8 like team as well. Yeah, it gets a bit funky. But let's just read the last closing bit. Season 9 brings some of the most requested and long overdue improvements to Footium, from smarter rewards, and stronger academies to faster management and more social experience. We're actively building a better onboarding experience, ramping up our growth efforts, and investing in the core features that will carry Footium to the next level. Looking ahead, we're hoping to bring the community together with a potential in-person moment. Oh wow, around season 10. And you can also expect our next roadmap update in July, continuing every 3-month cadence we set earlier this year. I think the onboarding thing is probably something we could sort of close on, maybe, because that's the trickiest one, isn't it? I think as I've definitely found, and maybe you have as well, it is just a funky process to just get people playing this game. It's so fun once you're in, but like not even to convince, but like just the steps you need to take to get there, it's just daunting, man. It is, and they know it. Like it's not something. There's no secret. It is very daunting going over to OpenSea, buying players, transferring them in. Like it is a process, and everyone is probably capable of doing it. I don't know. It's just there's definitely something that needs to be a bit smoother for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing where it's like you got to be a bit smoother with it. It's pretty clunky, the setup of it. Like also like as an influencer for you, I know talking to Laird, like Laird plays both. He said the onboarding with MFL is a lot more simple in terms of getting the credit of like who he's bringing onto the platform versus who he's not, which like as an influencer, you want to know how many people you're bringing in. You want to know like what your value is to stuff. Right. So I think that there's some merit to that. And I think that right now it's just pretty clunky and it's not super simple in terms of getting everyone onboarded, which I think for that reason, like it needs to be improved upon to make it more simple.
Yeah, I wonder if they could do something. I don't know whether this really moves the needle, but like, as far as like if someone said to me now, well, where do I find these clubs? And I say to them, well, you don't actually find them on Footium themselves, on the Footium website, which is a bit crazy, really, isn't it? Like you should be able to see the clubs that you can buy on Footium, I think. Right? I know you can click this link and it takes you to OpenSea, but
yeah, I think it would be and then once you get to OpenSea, like it's just kind of like, I'm not trying to be like rude, it's just kind of like a big clusterfuck.
I mean, yeah, it's complex. Like I'm seeing like 300 numbers here. Yeah. I'm seeing like I don't know what to look at. Basically, it's quite
like I have no idea what division these teams are in. I have no idea what's going on. Then you buy the team, you get no players, so like you got to go that 5 players. It's just like
that's the confusing one. I had a real life buddy actually message me on WhatsApp a few weeks ago. And this actually really ties in nicely. And he was like, oh, I've been seeing this Footium game you're playing and stuff. What's it all about? Like, I love Football Manager and stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I kind of told him. And then he asked me that exact question. Like, if I buy a club, like, does it come with the players? And which is a valid question, obviously. And I was like, well, mid-season, if you buy a club, you get to use the players, but you don't get to keep them after the end. Like, there's just so many, like, things to think about, basically. And
it just doesn't work functionally yet. I don't know what the solution on that at all is, because like obviously we're onboarded. It's kind of the same thing when people talk about SORA and onboarding. Like I'm onboarded, I can't give you a great opinion on how to onboard you, because even if you throw some stuff up at us and it's like, yeah, that's clunky, but like we can funnel our ways through it to some extent a bit better. Someone that hasn't been on the platform and has complete unfamiliarity with it, it makes it a lot more difficult for them.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Like, but that's the thing. Like, we came to SORA early. Like, we saw all the weirdness that was. Like, it was hard enough to get ETH onto SORA 5 years ago. It just feels like we're kind of at that stage now with Footium, if that makes. You know what I'm saying? Like, although they've been around for a couple of years, but launched whatever it was now a year ago. It has so much potential. Like, it really does. It's just getting people to understand. Like, it's just getting people to just get on the site, which is obviously the $1 million question, or ask, let's say. Brent says, OS 2 is awful. It just looks like it's just scary. Like, I just don't want to look at it. The other one was so much more easier to kind of just look at and use.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I don't like the number 2. And you can't go. Did you notice you can't go back to OS1 now? I think they've they've just dingy number 1, it's gone.
They're like, no, we can't do it anymore. Yeah, I haven't even looked because, like I said, I don't really look at stuff during the season.
I've been using here since just after mint, and I'm dreading having to use it to buy players preseason 9. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that at all. But yeah, it is daunting. You're buying players on OpenSea, you're buying the club on OpenSea, and then obviously getting it into the Footium site. I think the Footium site is beautiful. I just love the layout of it. And the UI is just so smooth. It is beautiful, but they just need more things on here. I want to see all the clubs I could buy right now.
Yeah. Well, the fact that I go to store and the only thing in the store is the coaching sessions is
right.
It just doesn't make much sense.
I know what you mean, because the clubs technically should be in there, but then it's well, they don't sell them. OpenSea sell. It's a whole. Yeah, I don't know how to solve it genuinely. Obviously, that's not.
Same. I'm not even trying to go. Hey, that's not my area of expertise.
100%.
All I know is it doesn't make sense currently.
Yeah. There's definitely something that needs to be solved, and they obviously know that. They're very aware. And yeah, I have full faith in the amount of changes they've already made from I've been here since season 6. You've been here from the day dot. Even from season 6 to now, there's so many things that have changed for the better, and not to the point where it's overwhelming like Sorare, where you literally, if you miss a month on Sorare, you literally don't know how to put your lineups in. That's what it comes down to. Where this is the game itself is quite streamlined. There's not many complexities to it. Your players get to a certain potential. Everything is known. I know that's the complete opposite of MFL. I don't like the unknown. I honestly much prefer knowing what's to come and where my my trajectory could be. I don't know. I love that part of it, and I just love how it's just fucking simple. It's so simple, but it's not simple getting on. That's the big one for me.
Yeah, agreed.
But yeah, I think that probably concludes episode 7, Sean. We were talking off air. We are going to be live probably for the last game of season 8, which would be Tuesday next week. Is that right?
Yeah, I think what we'll do is we can wait and see how we're where all our leagues are and all our teams are, and then we'll probably be back Monday or Tuesday of next week, and we'll try to figure out where we're going to have competitive, meaningful games, and then we'll try to schedule around those.
100%. I haven't showed yet, but I am actually getting promoted from D8 back to D7.
Look at you. There you go. And that's the team that you're using as a training ground, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I actually played second today. I didn't wake up. Well, I was awake. I just didn't do it. It was a
that gap from
second. I at this point, I'm literally I'm just training players.
Can you go to second, or can you go to that third place team? Are they even setting lines?
Are they ghosts? I don't know. Good question. Let's see. I think they've got. No, wow, they are ghosts.
Yeah. So this goes to our discussion at the beginning of the conversation, right?
You said 4 is 2 in mine.
They are literally ghosting and getting third place money.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, the money's tiny, but
others down there are all ghosting as well.
I think so. Yeah.
And Harry thought his promotion was.
Come on, it is impressive. I'm top.
Okay, you're top. That is fair.
Nah, but I genuinely I don't wake up I wake up for the game. I'm not active for them, and I literally just train the living life out of everything I can, basically. So
yeah, which makes sense. That's
right.
That's the whole goal. But that goes into our whole discussion of why does D10 need to pay 7 spots?
I almost don't care about the money at D8. Do you know what I'm saying? I know it's nice if you're brand new coming in, but for your secondary team, I think there should be something to say you don't even need money at D8 if you have a secondary club there. I know that's hard to factor.
What does first place in D8 get?
Oh, it's 0.0004 or 04. I can't.
Oh, it's that low.
Yeah, oh no, okay, it's a bit more.
06, okay.
Yeah, I thought a couple of days ago it was this one, so it's obviously gone up a little bit. I guess rewards have gone up a tad, have they?
They did have an update last week at some point that went up a little bit.
Let's have a look.
We'll probably get another one. Honestly, and actually, there could be more stuff going up than we've seen in previous seasons, because this year, in terms of what's going up and what's going down, there is more in-season purchases with the coaching stuff that should improve. Because I actually just bought some more coaching the other day. So there's some merit to it going up more in that perspective.
No, 100%. Yeah, hopefully we get a nice little victory tomorrow against a fellow Stanley, against Hardend, and yeah, give ourselves a chance of maybe finishing first. I don't think it will happen, but weirder things have happened.
Sure.
Yeah, I appreciate you all watching, lads. Sean, thank you for joining me, and I've got a crying baby to attend to. I'll catch you in a bit, lads.